se ve, se escucha, el pueblo está en la lucha.
I'm here for the people that can't speak, for the unheard.
We are tired. We are tired. All we are asking for is equity and human rights. We are native to this land y sí se puede. Thank you, sí se puede. Woo!
Hi, my name is Yalimar Espinosa Jimenez, and my parents are immigrants. I'm a citizen, and I am here to be the voice of my parents that can't be here right now because one of them is deported, and deportation really does take a mental toll on their kids. So I'm here to be their voice.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede!
My name is Rosa Dalila Madueno. Gosh, every day I wake up, I look at the news, then there's been murders, school shootings. They say that America is the land of the free, but it's the land of war right now. What I really want to talk about is this. My friends come up to me, they say, I'm going to Florida. You want to come with me? And I say, heck no.
Boo, Florida!
Boo, Florida!
My name is Claudia La Cuayita. I'm representing from Oakland, California, Yaqui tribe. I'm not Mexican, I'm indigenous. Let's get that right. This is our land, it's been our land. We're living in the brown continent, and it's time for us to...
La raza unida jamás será vencida. La raza unida jamás será vencida.
It is really important, brothers and sisters, that we understand when we said immigrants build this country. Yes, Italian immigrants build this country. Irish immigrants build this country. European immigrants build this country. Asian immigrants build this country. African immigrants build this country. Slavery build this country. It was the basis of becoming rich of this country, a big imperialist country. It was slavery. We need to understand, brothers and sisters, that unless we recognize that this is a working class struggle, that we gotta be together with all workers of all colors, nothing can happen. It's not only about la raza, it's about the working class. It's about the working class. It's about the working class, brothers and sisters. Let's get it clear in our heads or we're not gonna go anywhere. We need to unite and we need to stop people from using us. Because all those non-profits get money by saying that they're helping us. They get money and they sell us out. Todas esas non-profits cogen dinero para hablar por nosotros y nos venden. Venden nuestra lucha. So we need to unite, brothers and sisters. Let us get it clear. Yes, immigrants build this country. European, African, Asians, Latino Americans, all of us build this country. And we need to unite. We need to unite. We cannot let them divide us anymore. That is my message to you all today. We need to unite, brothers and sisters. We need, and when these brothers that have organized this whole thing about the banks are the one that control everything. Controlan todos estos hijos de su madre. They control everything. And they're the one who have us where we are at. Y son los que nos tienen a donde estamos. Por eso tenemos que abrir los ojos. Si queremos ganar, tenemos que abrir los ojos. Tenemos que abrir los ojos y unirnos como clase trabajadora. If we want to win, we need to open our eyes and unite as a working class. I don't care what anybody tells me. That's the only thing that can help us to get out of the mess that we are in. Porque estamos bajo un fascismo. Ustedes no lo creen, pero piénsenlo bien. Estamos listos a entrar a una guerra, una tercera guerra mundial, y ni siquiera entendemos eso. We are so blind, they blind us so much that we're ready to go on a third world war, and we don't even realize that. We don't even realize that. That's how bad it is. That's why we need to unite, brothers and sisters. Por eso me paré aquí de nuevo. That's why I stand again, because I can't stand separation. No puedo aguantar la división. and it's important for all of us.
Hello, everyone, relatives. My name's Elizabeth Padilla Martinez.
So today, together with this event, we're having immigration events in support and solidarity with the immigrant folks in Florida. You might say, why are we doing something in San Francisco? Well, a few things, right? I don't know if you know this, but Elon Musk gave DeSantis a platform a few weeks ago, even when Fox News wouldn't. So what does that mean? Elon Musk, whose Twitter HQ is in San Francisco, is supporting the anti-immigrant, anti-black, anti-trans, anti-LGBTQ policies in Florida. So that's how relevant it is. If we don't fight now here, then don't be surprised and those policies start reaching San Francisco, start reaching California. And by the way, today is a nationwide effort to stop those policies like SB 1718 in Florida that will criminalize not just immigrants and their families, but also immigrant allies. If you're an ally in Florida, as of July, you could be charged with a felony for simply giving an undocumented worker a ride home or just being friendly or an ally to the undocumented community in Florida. That's one thing, right? The second thing is this. Remember that immigration is a federal thing. So how is DeSantis going to rally up federal agents to arrest immigrant folks, right? He's not. He can't. It's not his call. So what he's doing is he's adding immigration as part of the terrorism task force. So in Florida, come July, immigrant families and immigrant workers are going to be apprehended by their terrorist task force, essentially making immigrants and their families and allies terrorists of this country. That's not right. Do we agree? Can we say that's not right? Not right. And when our families and our immigrant families in Florida are under attack, what do we do? What do? We stand up, fight back. When black folks in Florida are under attack, what do? When history books are being banned in Florida, and the LGBTQ community and the trans community are being attacked in Florida, what do?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming today. This is very important for our communities. The day as today that we're coming in solidarity with people in Florida, immigrants, LGBTQ community, and all communities that are very vulnerable in these times to be criminalized for the law. SB 1718, we're gonna push it back no matter what. My name is Wilson Ortega. I'm an immigrant. 10 years ago, I've been in this journey 10 years ago that at this time I feel very identify with my people in Florida, that is being attacked for this government and for the history, it's very important place for immigrants to come to the United States and find, their journeys. And anyway, this is a very important time for us as an immigrant community to show up and become stronger. And this is a big call, time for keep waking up ourselves and trust our ancestors that have been traveling around the world, find their ways to survive. So we just want this society to be able to receive our people that is also in our countries having no resources, and for us to survive, it's hard to stay in our countries that all this context, violence, and all these things that push out, and we have to also sacrifice our lives and our families in order to come here and work hard. And that's what we come here to work hard, to get educated, to find opportunities to build our lives. And that's something that has been happening in the history of this country. Immigrants coming here to build this country, to, you know, support the economy, to like be part of this. So we just want, you know, we just want to be here with our status as a humans, you know, that is the only thing that we ask in this, and to this world, into this system, to like give us what we need, you know, a status that allow us to work legal, and so we can also, you know, feel that we're part of this, you know, that they value our job, they value our culture, and yeah, other than that, I'm just wanna, you know, just share some words with you about my journey and the reason why I'm here, supporting Florida, boycott Florida, let's go. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. What do we want? When do we want it?
Now!
We are immigrants.
We are immigrants.
Okay, guys, thank you so much. See you next time. Un saludo a toda la comunidad hispana que en estos momentos alrededor de Estados Unidos está apoyando este día, esta acción, que vamos a replicarla hasta que nuestras comunidades sean dignificadas, hasta que nuestras comunidades sean puestas con valores y incluidas en todos los espacios y los territorios de estas tierras que somos parte y que hemos sido parte. Gracias.
It's nuestra tierra, right? Our land, right? Our continent, right? Our brown continent. We're not immigrants, we're indigenous.
Hello. Hi guys. Not very good with public speaking, but just wanted to come on here as an immigrant myself. I got here at the age of 5. And I've played by the rules. I've contributed to the economy. I've contributed to our society. I just finished my master's program here at USF. And I am an immigrant business owner as well. So I closed my business today to make sure that we stand in solidarity with our people in Florida. We are not here to steal jobs. We are not here because we are criminals. We are not here because we're rapists. We're not here to hurt anybody. Our people in Florida, our people in Texas, our people in California, our people all over the nation are only here to do one thing, and it's to provide for our families and to provide a better life for our kids and our children. I know that's what my mom and my dad did when they brought me here. All right, so I also just want to say that we can't be illegal on stolen land. We cannot be illegal on stolen land. We cannot be illegal on stolen land. So recognize that you are stepping on stolen land right now. We are in a very privileged position being here in San Francisco. We're very progressive. We are very blue, but not everyone has that privilege. So we must speak up. And if you're not speaking up, and if you're not acting, or you're not enraged by what's going on with DeSantis and governor across the red states, you are taking the side of the oppressor. Inaction and silence is taking the side of the oppressor. So if you're not enraged, if you're not taking action, you're taking their side.
If you're not taking action, you're taking the side of the oppressor. If you're not taking action, you're taking
The side of the oppressor. If you're not taking action, you're taking the side of the oppressor. So let's not forget that DeSantis is trying to run for election in 2024. We've seen this story before already, where we thought Trump was not going to be able to take the presidential election, and he did. And we lived 4 very tough years, a lot of uphill battles, a lot of discrimination, a lot of races came out from under the rocks, and DeSantis is trying to do the same thing, and we're in trouble. So if you're not enraged right now, just wait until 2024 when it starts becoming more of a reality that we have to put ourselves through another 4 years of uphill battles. So I want to make sure that, if you are a citizen, if you are in a privileged position to vote, if you're in a privileged privileged position to be a voice for the voiceless, then you better start using your voice now. You better start representing for those people that cannot vote. You better start representing for those people that cannot speak up. And you better start representing for the people that kept our country fed over the pandemic. You guys forget that just 2 years ago, when people were being given those checks, what are those called? The stimulus checks. Our people did not receive crap, and we were still working. We were still out on the fields. We were still out doing the construction. We were still keeping this country moving and operating. So don't forget that 2 years ago we were the backbone of this country, and we continue to be the backbone of this country. All right, thank you so much.
I want to say a few words about something that hundreds of people were. This is a very special sidewalk for me because Occupy San Francisco held this block after they raided the plaza. People moved down here. There were like 100 or 200 people actually sleeping out here. It was the result of a wave of protests and uprisings around the globe that started with the Arab Spring. Occupy here, in front of the Federal Reserve, talking about the 1% and the 99% and about inequality, economic exploitation. It was the people out here fighting off the cops every night, talking about politics, talking about revolution, talking about change, talking about class, talking about the banks, talking about capitalism and socialism. It was homeless youth. It was young people and older people. Some gave up their apartments to be out here because this was the cause of change. That was over 10 years ago. And we're now in a situation where more and more people are waking up to the fact that we have a murderous inequality. And these billionaires and the banks are the financial wing of capitalism. This place here is private. It's not a government entity. It's in private hands, and it can just create new money, fiat money, and bail out the corporations. And I could go on, but I'm really very moved to be out here because the struggle continues. I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that we need system change. We can call it socialism. It's taking care of the people. Take care of the people, tax the rich, power to the people, and I'm very moved to be out here.
Hello, everyone. My name's Leah, and my mother's parents came from Mexico. My mom's family worked in the vineyards in Fresno. We fought for farm workers unionizing rights last summer. And another thing is I am married to a trans woman. And my cousin, my Mexican-American cousin is queer. I am queer as well. It's not easy being queer in a Mexican Catholic family. So, it took a little while for me to figure that out. But along with all the anti-immigrant racist bullshit that's happening in Florida, there's also anti-trans bullshit and genocide happening in Florida. So we all need to stick together and fight for each other because this is all related to how they want to oppress us all, how this white supremacist nation wants to oppress anyone who patriarchy doesn't fit into it. And so I just want to let everyone know that along with immigrants being criminalized even further in Florida, at this very moment, trans people are not allowed to access their hormones, their health care in Florida. They are being forcibly detransitioned as we speak in Florida. That will increase their suicide risk. That will increase their mental health issues. That will drive them back into depression. Honestly, that's why we call it a trans genocide, because when you forcibly detransition people so that they can't be who they are, they want to kill themselves. They want to die. It is worse to be someone who you're not, so you can't be your true self. It's just extremely inhumane, extremely horrible, and that is happening in Florida as well. So the immigrant community, Native community, Black community, Mexican queer community, women as well, cis women, trans women, even if you don't understand what it means to be any of these things, we need to support each other. We need to learn what it means, and then we can develop compassion for each other as well, and really fight for each other. Like, this should be a bigger crowd. San Francisco is too complacent in thinking it's not going to happen here. But honestly, as a trans activist, I have been harassed here by other San Franciscans. I have been attacked here. My wife has been attacked here. And I was honestly afraid to even speak up until I heard someone else mention trans people, because I didn't want to be the first one to talk about it. Okay? I need allies. I need people who are not trans to talk about it first. Okay? There's not enough trans people for everyone to know a trans person. Okay? We can't wait on that. We're like 0.5% of the American population. It's extremely tiny. That's why they target trans people first, because there are barely any of us here. So we all need to support each other and fight against this fascist bullshit that is happening here.
I want to thank our sister for reminding us that attack on one is an attack on all. All right? Attack on one and an attack on all. These are all our people.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
What we're talking about is these bankers actually are involved in looting not just the banks here in the United States, looting people's property, but they're involved in looting countries around the world. They're looting countries around the world. When the United States, they want more war. This is something we have to fight, because we don't need more guns and military. We need homes, we need health care, we need education. That's what we need in this country. And these banks are saying, let's put our money in profiteering. Let's put our money in kicking people out of their homes through speculation, property speculation. Let's put our money in militarization. That's what the banks are doing. That's where the money's going. Let's put our money more in more oil development. Let's drill some more wells. That's what the banks are doing. The banks fund that. And the banks like Wells Fargo are involved in fraud. Wells Fargo was actually opening up fake bank accounts. Over 1 million fake bank accounts were opened up by Wells Fargo. 1 million. And one worker, a bank worker, complained about it, and she said, I'm not going to open up illegal bank accounts. I'm not going to do that. And what they did is they fired her. They fired her because she wouldn't do an illegal thing. But the head of the bank, Stump, was able to leave. Eric Holder allowed him to leave as CFO, CEO, with $100 million. So in other words, if you're a banker and commit mass fraud, which he did, you can leave with $100 million. A worker who said she's not going to violate the law, she gets fired and her life is threatened. That's the kind of contradiction we have in this country. You tell the truth, you fight for democracy, you fight to follow the law, and you go to prison, not the bankers who are doing these illegal things. So we have to organize, we have to build a workers' movement. We need a general strike in this country against the attack of the capitalists. The U.S. court just ruled today that workers can be sued for going on strike if equipment is threatened. So they're saying they're putting the property over the lives of the workers. They're putting the property over the lives of the strikers. We say it should be the opposite. Workers' lives are first, not owners. Workers' lives are first. And in this country, the owners are first, the bankers are first. And that's why we're calling today for the criminal prosecution of Gregory Becker, who was a member of the Federal Board of Reserves. He also was the CEO of Silicon Valley Bank that went bankrupt. And he's not being prosecuted. He sold, 3 days before the bank went bankrupt, he sold $3.5 million worth of stock. That's insider trading. But trading, is he prosecuted? Hell no. So what we're saying is the law needs to be enforced equally, but it's not being enforced against the bankers who are crooked, who are corrupt. That's what's going on. And we have to build a movement of working people for the people of this country against the bankers, against the people who are basically looting the world and looting the people of this country. The banks are benefiting from gentrification and ethnic cleansing. That's what the banks are doing. And they have to be held accountable. We need a workers' government. We need workers to be in charge of the bank. The bankers are in charge of the banks in this country, and that's why we have this system of exploitation. That's why we have this system where people don't have a place to live, but there's 16,000 empty flats in San Francisco. Why is that? It's because of the capitalists and the bankers wanting it that way. Billionaires come to buy property, billionaires live in San Francisco, and people are dying in the streets. People don't have health care. People can't get education. They're destroying San Francisco City College, so you can't even get classes.
This event here today, and we're here today. Why we're here? Because immigrant families are being attacked. They're being attacked everywhere. But Florida and Kansas just passed a bill that will criminalize not just immigrant families, but also immigrant allies, families and their allies. In Florida right now, if you are an immigrant ally, just for giving folks a ride, starting in July, you could get jail time. You could get, you could be a felon just for helping an immigrant family, an undocumented immigrant family. So we're here to denounce DeSantis' fascist laws, right? We're also here to denounce Elon Musk and Twitter. Why? Because Elon Musk and Twitter gave him a platform to introduce his presidential campaign a few weeks ago. Why are we supporting fascists in San Francisco, right? We're not. And this is us, the community, standing up and saying we will not support fascists in San Francisco. We will not wait until it gets here, right? Just because it's in Florida and we're not from Florida doesn't mean we can't stand up. Right? What was that speech during the Holocaust? They did it for the evangelists. They didn't stand up because there wasn't an evangelist. So they did it in Florida. We didn't stand up because we weren't from Florida. They did it in Kansas. We didn't stand up. But by the time it gets here, are we going to have that support? No. So we have to start supporting our immigrant families now. Right? We got to start supporting immigrant families now. Se siente, se escucha. El pueblo está en la lucha. Se siente, se escucha. El pueblo está en la lucha.
Cuando hablamos de migrantes, no solo somos latinos. Hay emigrantes de África. Hay emigrantes europeos. Hay emigrantes asiáticos. Hay emigrantes de muchas partes del mundo. Y sí, este país fue construido por emigrantes, porque los italianos eran emigrantes. Los europeos que vinieron eran emigrantes. Tenemos que estar muy claros en eso, ¿verdad? La raza sola no se puede salvar. Tenemos que unirnos con la clase trabajadora de este país. Eso es muy importante, eso tiene que estar claro en nuestra mente. ¿Ok? Porque a ellos les conviene tener emigrantes indocumentados para que el trabajador que trabaja por $30 la hora lo despidan y entre un trabajador que va a trabajar por $8 la hora o $12 la hora. Es la forma de dividir a la clase trabajadora por medio de todas estas cosas de migración y de todo. Por eso hay que unirse y estar claros en esta cabezota. ¿Ok? Sí, este país fue creado por emigrantes, pero no solo latinos, sino todos los emigrantes trabajadores que han venido a este país de hace mucho atrás. Y tampoco solo por los de África. ¿Quiénes fueron los esclavos? Esos fueron emigrantes que vinieron aquí sin querer estar aquí. Los trajeron a la fuerza y crearon la riqueza de este país. Tenemos que estar claros en eso, porque nos falta la historia y por eso hacemos cosas muy tontas y pedimos cosas muy tontas. Tenemos que estar claros, hermanos y hermanas, que los negros también construyeron este país con su sudor y su sangre y su esclavitud. Claritos tenemos que estar. Ok, que el día de hoy continuamos teniendo emigrantes de todas partes del mundo que construyen este país. Si decimos que solo somos los latinos, nos jodimos porque vamos a estar solos en esta lucha. Entonces tenemos que hablar de toda la clase trabajadora para que podamos decir que podemos ganar algo. Muy importante que nosotros podamos entender eso. ¿Y cómo nos utilizan? Solo así es que eso es. You know, I was saying that it's really important, brothers and sisters, that we understand when we said immigrants build this country. Yes, Italian immigrants build this country. Irish immigrants build this country. European immigrants build this country. Asian immigrants build this country. African immigrants build this country. Slavery built this country. It was the basis of becoming rich of this country, a big imperialist country. It was slavery. We need to understand, brothers and sisters, that unless we recognize that this is a working class struggle, that we gotta be together with all workers of all colors, nothing can happen. It's not only about la raza, it's about the working class. It's about the working class. It's about the working class, brothers and sisters. Let's get it clear in our heads or we're not gonna go anywhere. We need to unite and we need to stop people from using us. Because all those non-profits get money by saying that they're helping us. They get money and they sell us out. Todas esas non-profits cogen dinero para hablar por nosotros y nos venden. Venden nuestra lucha. So we need to unite, brothers and sisters. Let us get it clear. Yes, immigrants build this country. European, African, Asians, Latino Americans, all of us build this country. And we need to unite. We need to unite. We cannot let them divide us anymore. That is my message to you all today. We need to unite, brothers and sisters. We need, and when these brothers that have organized this whole thing about the banks are the one that control everything. Controlan todos estos hijos de su madre. They control everything. And they're the one who have us where we are at. Y son los que nos tienen a donde estamos. Por eso tenemos que abrir los ojos. Si queremos ganar, tenemos que abrir los ojos. Tenemos que abrir los ojos y unirnos como clase trabajadora. If we want to win, we need to open our eyes and unite as a working class. I don't care what anybody tells me. That's the only thing that can help us to get out of the mess that we are in. Porque estamos bajo un fascismo. Ustedes no lo creen, pero piénsenlo bien. Estamos listos a entrar a una guerra, una tercera guerra mundial, y ni siquiera entendemos eso. We are so blind, they blind us so much that we're ready to go on a third world war and we don't even realize that. We don't even realize that. That's how bad it is. That's why we need to unite, brothers and sisters. Por eso me paré aquí de nuevo. That's why I stand again, because I can't stand separation. No puedo aguantar la división. And it's important for all of us that everything that we people of color said is not always correct, okay? No lo que siempre decimos la gente de color siempre está correcto. Empecemos con eso. Let's begin with that, brothers and sisters. Empecemos con eso. Unity is the only way that we can be saved. Unity is the only way that we can be saved. Unity is the only way that we can be saved. Unity is the only